Firstly, let's look at the youth unemployment right now, because looking at some stats, over 70% of the unemployed population in Kenya right now are under 30 years old. So how bad is youth unemployment right now?
Thank you for that. Basically, what I can say is that in Kenya, out of the total population that's unemployed, the youth form 40% of this. And the total population of Kenya, the youth form 32%, which comes to approximately 13 billion. So when you're talking of 40% of 13 million, that's quite a bit.
It's quite worrying right now, and of course you represent a body that is started by government, the Youth Development Fund. It was founded in 2007. Tell us so far what the focus of the fund has been and what your major achievements have been in the past 5 years.
Okay, basically the function or the mandate of the fund is to make sure we empower the young people, and that's between the ages of 18 to 35 years. As the fund, we have been able so far to give credit to young people to an amount of about 6 billion Kenya shillings in the past 1 year. Apart from this, we also provide business development services in terms of marketing and market linkages. We do for them the capacity building. We also have commercial infrastructure. And also as a way for the government to address the issues that surround the young people in regards to unemployment, we have a program that we call the Youth Employment Scheme Abroad. This targets young people who are either skilled or unskilled, for whom we can export labor. And so far, we've been able to have 6,000 young people migrate to other countries on labor migration.
So also upskilling local Kenyans so that they can go and work abroad. What about the fact that, as you say, there are a lot of challenges that the youth are facing right now? What are the biggest concerns that the youth have with regards to upskilling themselves in order to be employable?
Basically, there are three major areas. One being that our curriculum so far has not matched what the job market has to offer. The other thing is the complete lack of skills in some cases. And the other bit will be that our young people have not gathered what you'd call enough education for them to be able to access the jobs in the market. And apart from that, when you look at the business sense, it has been very difficult for young people to engage in enterprise, especially because they're not able to access credit. And that's where the Youth Enterprise Development Fund comes in.
Do you think that you've had success so far in terms of the fund that was started by government in order to help youth and help make sure that youth get jobs? Do you think that the fund has been successful, or have there been challenges in terms of implementing it?
The fund has been successful. For the past 5 years, we have been out there. We started off with one office, the headquarters being in Nairobi, but we've now opened regional offices. We have 10 regional offices across the country. We are bringing in constituency officers and the county coordinators. This is in line with the Constitution, and trying to devolve our services down to the grassroots. Apart from this, we've been able to advance to about over 150,000 youth have been able, and youth enterprises have been able to benefit from the Youth Fund. In terms of the challenges, is that this is a government fund, and we know the government has several priorities, which means whatever allocation the Youth Fund receives will never be enough from government.
So are you getting the private sector involved, Catherine? Because talking about, of course, making sure that the youth have the type of skills they need in the jobs market, that's really where the private sector can come in and help skill the youth.
Okay, we have various interventions. We recently had a donors roundtable, bringing in stakeholders to partner with us in several areas. be it in credit, especially as we are trying to set up our credit guarantee scheme, be it in capacity building, just to make sure that in as much as we are giving credit to the young people, then we have a follow-up mechanism and we take them through trainings that will be able to empower them. Apart from that, we have also spoken to the government at a different level, and so far we have a directive from the president that will get at least 1 billion every year. That should be able to cover part of our cost, but we are also calling upon other stakeholders, not necessarily to give the funds in terms of money. It could be in kind, or it could be soft loans for which I can guarantee the youth fund can't be able to pay up, looking at the various products that we have to offer so far.
Is there appetite from local banks, perhaps from offshore banks and development finance institutions in order to provide the type of funding that you might need to extend the work of the Youth Enterprise Development Fund?
We have been able to do that. However, when we look at the fund and its setup, at the very beginning, it was believed to be a political tool. So we are still trying to entice our donors and development partners, stakeholders, out of that mentality that the fund is political. For them to be able to see that this fund has been set up for the young people of this country, looking at that population, if not taken care of, that's a population that could cause us trouble. And it's the reason why we increasingly keep engaging our partners, our stakeholders, to partner with us and be able to supplement the budget that the government is giving.
Well, Catherine, best of luck with that. Thank you very much for joining us on Closing Bell Africa today. Catherine Namuye, General Manager at the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, talking to us from Nairobi.